Is Wednesday night, the 5th of January. It's a blustery day. It didn't really have a blizzard, but sometimes Rochester people just get a little excited, or the weather service. Okay, that might be better. I'm Leanne Furnace, and I am in Rochester, Minnesota, doing some fun Stampin' Up! Things. Tonight, I'm going to focus on 3 of my favorite suites or bundles so far. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks. I might have said some of them last night, but I'm going to just repeat them because they're worth repeating. And then we're going to try something kind of on the fly. I've been gone all day, so I know this shocks probably none of the people in my Zoom group because I'm not always prepared as I was last night. But hey, who cares? I make it fun, I hope. Anyway, so I'm going to go to my phone, I hope. Does anybody see my phone on here? Nope. All right. Oh, there it is. What in the heck is happening? Flabbergasted. Okay. There we go. All right. So my first favorite suite is the Sweet Conversations suite on page 8 and 9 in the mini catalog. Just a reminder, there's 2 newish catalogs. This is the mini catalog, and it's not very many. And then this is the celebration catalog. Celebration, and these 2 really coordinate, and they coordinate well with the annual catalog. So when I say mini, I mean this guy. And then when I say the annual, I mean that really big one. Again, if you haven't received it in the mail, I have a bunch out in my box and you can just come grab one. I am going to cancel my open houses. Thank you, COVID. And so I'm going to come up with a plan B for that. Well, right after I come up with plan B for a baby shower. So let's talk about the Sweet Conversations. I mentioned this last night and I just want to reiterate it, or recover it. So you get the bundle, or the suite comes with the stamp set, which is adorable. It's a 2-step stamp set. It has tons of little dies. The dies, these hearts, you can cut directly out of the designer series paper, the DSP. You just have to kind of know which ones. So that's super cute and super fun. Like this card I did. That's not over here. Please hold. There's a card I did that just was highlighting just all those hearts. What in the world, people? There it is. You found it. I found it. You found it. Okay. So this card is just that. It's designer series paper, one side that is just purple. I cut this out with a color contour, which is in our annual catalog. And then I cut out these with my dies that came with the bundle. And that was a super simple, quick, easy card. So I love it. I think it's cute and gorgeous. So that's one good bonus thing about the designer series paper. The other thing is some of these hearts, I don't think they line up, but we're going to find out. I mean, that would be kind of silly to fussy cut those, because you can go ahead and cut out hearts out of your cardstock. Just plain hearts. Let me show you. You can stamp a color of a heart. So that's this guy, right? So I stamped real red and then cut out with the die. There's an outline of the same heart. So I stamped the outline heart, which just seemed to disappear. Here it is. And then cut out with that same die. And then you can cut out with that die, you can cut out like a frame too. So I could go and put my little hearts in here and make kind of a cute little thing. I mean, just really the possibilities are just endless, I'm telling you. So again, I have, all kinds of little fun things, parts that I've already cut out. I don't want to lose that. The other fun thing is, so here's some designer. This is designer series paper punched out or cut out because it doesn't have the black line. But if I show you this, see how that has that line? So remember I said it was a 2-step. So you stamp the outline, hug me, and then you stamp the inside, and it's a watercolor, so it's super forgiving. So if you don't get it quite right, it doesn't even matter because that's the point. So I don't know if you can see that, like you are cute. There's just some little fun variations. So let me show you a couple of the finished cards. Like I said, I may or may not have shown you last night. I don't really go back and look. Well, I didn't have time today anyway, but here we go. I'm gonna squeeze those little hearts out of the way. So the other part in that suite is this ribbon, real red cotton ribbon. It's super fun to, I mean, it's super nice to be able to tie. It's not slippery. And so sometimes I know some of our ribbons are really tough to make a bow or something like that. And so I thought that was a good point. I did take my heart dies and cut this out of these boxes. Now, these remind me of those little candy hearts that we used to get on Valentine's Day. I didn't really like them, but you know, it was a gift. So, and you just kind of, you don't need, that already has sticky strip on it. So you just put it together like that quick. And then you have a little tab and you can put it down. But before I put mine together, I cut it out like this. And then I put my designer series paper on top and, you know, then turned it around and cut it like this. So it was exactly the same. So I could make this little window. So I can put some candy in there and fill it up. That'll be super cute. I haven't purchased any candy yet, but I'm just saying you could. And so I put a window sheet in there, and the window sheet's just skinny little window sheet stuck to the back inside of the box. The other fun thing I talked about last night a little bit is this textured folder. Again, what is going on? Maybe I don't have this quite right. Hold on. So it's got hearts textured, and it's in the main catalog, the annual catalog called Dottie Hearts and Embossing Folder. So it's got some fun texture. And then I do like to do this little trick. I just put strips of red back there, so I don't have a whole piece of red cardstock. Again, Happy to Have You in My Life is in the stamp set, and then I just added X's and O for kisses and hugs. And then I kicked it up a notch in the middle and said Happy Valentine's Day and did some more hearts. And then this is the stamp, so you can see the solid stamp and the outline stamp. So that was fun. The other thing in this little bundle is this die, and this die is a envelope making die. And the envelopes, I'm just kind of turning my computer a little bit. The envelope is super teeny, if you can't tell. Here, I'm going to move actually, please hold. I'm going to move and push it up. Okay. Feeling like I'm telling somebody what to do in labor. All right, so these little things come together really well. And of course, I don't have one cut out to show you, but they're super teeny and they're super cute. And so I just put some gems on there. I just stuck them in and have like lots of love coming out of that. And then last night I talked about the heart punch that's in our annual catalog. And I talked briefly about making this little outline. And I wanted to remind you guys how to do that, because I did it last year and a lot of people liked it, and you might still have that heart punch. I hope so. And then you can watch how to do it. So you start with the solid, which seems backwards to me probably, and maybe to you, but you wanted to start with the solid. So you put that piece of cardstock in and you just punch. So now you have a heart to use on a different Valentine. And then I think I just figured out my problem. Hold on. Well, I have so many problems. How can I figure that out? So then this heart punch, which apparently needs to be sharpened. Do you know how to sharpen your punches? What you want to do is you want to take some tin foil and just punch it through your punch, and then that kind of gives it a sharp edge. Little FYI. I'm going to take my scallopy heart and I'm going to slide that in here and then center it over the inside that I've already punched out, and that's how you get that frame. It's a lot more difficult to do it the other way. So then you can just glue that frame right on there and you got that cute little frame for your heart. Now, how I did these are solid. So I just punched them and then punched this, but just another trick and tip for you on your heart punch. Oh, I should go back here. This scallopy thing, there is scallopy. No, there isn't. Not in the Sweet Conversation. Well, kind of. Nope, no scallopy. I used the border dies from our annual catalog, and I haven't used them much, but I thought that was kind of a fun ad. And then stamped the little circles in the back. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard, just tone on tone. Okay, so I love this paper. I love this stamp set. It's just like I said last night, it is me. This is my Valentine look. And I can't wait to make Valentines for my grandkids. I've seen some great samples of perhaps fussy cutting. You know how I love that. Fussy cutting out some of these suckers that are on here. Not going to happen for me, but you never know. Might get inspired. All right. So that's my favorite bundle, number 1. My next favorite bundle is, you might be able to guess it, it is the Rainbow Happiness, because I love rainbows. Like I said last night, I love rainbows. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit more in depth. One, the paper. I love that this paper is non-traditional rainbow colors. We talked about that, Anne and I today. And I love that the Cloud Punch punches out this paper. And then this paper's free. So, you know, you can get a lot of sheets, and it's just fun party colors and just bright and cheery, but not traditional, you know? So I kind of like that, because red and green, you know, Roy G. Biv, how many times have we done that? The other thing I talked about last night is how it works together. So this card is with After the Storm, and it's a great set. I think it's on page 50 in the annual catalog. And I made the clouds for this card. I kind of fussy cut out the clouds, and then I did the cloud punch for that. But I just thought it was kind of a fun different look, and it kind of looks stormy. And then this die comes from this set. So it has this fun little die, and that creates like a bookmark. I mean, I think you could do a lot of fun things. I know some demonstrators are going to get fancy and have your paper through this way, so it's longer than just this little 2-inch thing. And then you can use this die, and I'm going to show you a couple samples with those, because I think if you look in the celebration catalog, and you look in the what's it called, mini catalog, you can see some great samples of how they've used it. This is a little different. This is my die that I used, and I just lined it up with this designer series paper, and, you know, kind of lined it up there and made it look like, I mean, that was pretty cool. And I think that you could do that with a lot of the papers that we have. Think about it. We've got lots of fun color stripes, so that would be fun. And then this guy would be fun. So there, you know, seriously, I can just see so many options. The other thing is, okay, this guy cuts out the negative. And I talked about this a little bit, but this is a piece of the designer series paper that fits right in there. So you could do one of two things. You could, well, first of all, you got to find it. Dear. Okay. So I could cut this out and just have those colors already cut out and use them just like that. Quick. Or I can cut out a top layer and layer it on top of that paper. Or, hold on, I have some fun things underneath here. Or I could cut out a bunch of pieces. That heart doesn't belong there. These don't belong here yet, but I can cut out a bunch of pieces to make different colors of rainbow. So I cut out, what did I do with those? I cut out a whole bunch of, you know, solid colors, and then I was going to play with them, and then I got distracted. So, oh my gosh, things are falling. So I have, you know, I can build my own rainbow. I can do whatever color combo I want. I can cut this same rainbow dies out of the designer series paper and make my own rainbow that way. Or I can stamp my rainbow, or before I get to stamping, let's talk about this die. This is like a half of a rainbow, and I can see kind of some fun things, but I haven't created anything yet. And that's what these pieces over here are. I have seen a lot of great projects other demonstrators have made, and you could easily do this one of two ways. You could easily just layer your rainbow. My hand is kind of hurting, so I guess canceling the open house might be a good idea because I'm kind of overdoing it. I know it's a shucker, that's the same size. So you get 4 different sizes. Yep. And then I cut 4 different colors clearly. And I can't pick it up. All right, well, let's use this one. Okay. Well, too bad. We're just going to pretend. So you get the idea. Or you could use, where is it? It's right here. Or you could use a negative image, kind of like what I did with the mini rainbow, and then just layer these guys in there to give it kind of that fun look. And you wouldn't even have to layer all of them. You could just leave it solid. You could take the greeting that says sending you a rainbow of happiness and watch how this works. So photopolymer, I haven't talked about this for a lot ever. And you can take your photopolymer stamps and you can switch their shape and it just bounces right back. Now, I'm not going to let you do this in my class because I'm just not going to. But what I want to do here is show you how you can get this to be this shape. All right, let's hope this works. This has not been practiced at home. Oh, brother. Okay, we're close. You can see where, it's worth the time if you have the patience. I clearly don't have patience for that sort of behavior. But the other thing you can do with your photopolymer is take on your block. This is a little bit, well, this might work. Look at me just winging it. Shocker. All right. So now, okay, put it down really tough, that's not the word. And then I'm going to stick this on quickly, in theory. If I had adhesive, I would do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp or ink my greeting up and then line it up. So sending you a rainbow of happiness. And then when I take it off, it's going to just go right back to its shape. So that's pretty darn cool. So you can get different uses. You can even almost get this straight if you want. I wouldn't leave it on your block that way. Otherwise, it's not going to bounce back to shape. But I would just make sure when you put it back in your case that you have it lined up just like that. So that's kind of cool. And think about how that just opens up so many more possibilities. Like I could do, well, not that color, but you get the idea, I would guess. So you get the idea. It's not working out. I clearly hadn't done it before, but I thought that was kind of a cool idea. The other thing you can do with this negative is put paper behind it. I've seen some fun colors like that as a card. If you can imagine that, super bright, super quick, right? And it still says fun things. You could do the same with the smaller stripes. And you could do it with these large roller stripes. So really, you could just do so many fun things. You could line it up. You could try to cut it. I don't know. You could be crazy if you really want. The other thing you can do is make your own rainbow colors. And so I'm going to show you how they kind of nestle together. I'm going to get rid of all my little rainbow parts. I'm going to find my blank white cardstock. Sure I am. Let's just see here. I'm going to grab this. Okay, so I'm going to start. This is not really a piece, but we're just going to pretend. just because. I'm going to start with the, I'm going to do the smallest rainbow, and I'm going to do Misty Moonlight with that color. And I'm going to grab a nice little block that's the right size, because if you get the right size, you get less ink everywhere. So it's important to have the right size of your block with the right size of your image. So like I wouldn't use this big thing for this little guy. You're going to get ink and you're going to rock and you're going to make a mess. Woo! And then you can go, woo, hold on. And then I'm going to grab yet another block, and I'm going to grab the next size. Where am I? I'm going to do this like a little hashtag one, and I'm going to stamp that in Blushing Bride. I'm going to put Misty Moonlight out of the way. Blushing Bride. And then the next layer I think I'm going to do is plain. And I'm going to use, I was going to use Pale Papaya, but I think that might be too washed out. But we're going to use Calypso Coral. And so then I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Now this block's too little, so I'm going to take this off, even though it's sturdy and not clean. This block's just right. Got to think of like Goldilocks and Three Little Bears. Just right. Okay. So that I'm going to line up. Oops. Well, you know what? It's a rainbow. It's not supposed to be perfect. Okay. And then the last one, I'm going to use these words again. And I'm going to use them in the shape they're supposed to be. So you can see that I didn't really ruin my stamp. And sending you a rainbow of happiness. Whoops. Look at that. That's supposed to be that middle layer. It'll be okay. This is called Creating on the Fly. And it's kind of fun. I kind of like to do one where you guys like tell me what colors you like, and then I wing it from that. But, you know, we're going to do it this way. So I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it up closer, and then I'm going to do the Cajun just. So you can get any color combo. You can layer them. You can add different colors. You can like go with this, like that color. I could make it. I can add some Blushing Bride, but I can stamp off so it's softer. Remember, you always get two colors out of ink pads, and so I can do that, and that just gives it a little bit more definition. I'm getting full of ink. Anyway, I think you're going to see lots of fun things on the internet and from me. I think I love this rainbow collection. And again, like I said, it's not traditional colors. So, I mean, you could certainly do traditional colors, but.
Hey, Leanne.
Yeah.
I got to sign off. My show is on in 5 minutes.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Glad to know your priorities. The other thing that goes with that bundle is this cloud punch. And I talked about that a little bit last night, because there's cloud dies, which are super teeny, and then the cloud punch. Well, hello. So that being said, that's exciting and I like it. It also has some raindrops, some hearts. Really, I can't wait to really just sit down and play with just this set. There's just too many things to play with right now. My last favorite bundle is the Hello Ladybug bundle. I talked about it last night because I just think it's so darn stinking cute. I wanted to show you a little trick, I thought, with the Ladybug. And this is true with most of our punches, you know, like you can stamp and punch. You can line them up before you actually, hold on, I found it. Before you can line up stuff, and then you don't waste paper. And I know a lot of you people are like, oh, I don't want to waste paper. Oh, I got this little sliver, which is great. I'm not like that all the time. Oh my gosh, look what I just did. Do not let your magnets touch on your Stamparatus. So I'm going to move my Stamparatus down here, and I'm going to put my magnet here with the tape that way. in here with the tape that way. And then I punched out my Ladybug guy on one of those super sticky, full sticky Post-it notes. And then I'm going to make sure that that's how it's supposed to go. Nope, that's not how it's supposed to go. Well, that's kind of silly. I did it totally backwards. All right, plan B. Hold on. I'm going to try that again. So you got to pay attention. See, you got to have it the right way. I know you guys think I don't do anything. I screw up a lot. So I'm going to take my Post-it note again. I'm going to put it in here, how it punches so I can see how I'm punching. Take those out and put them on my wall. And then I'm going to go ahead and swear and pull this out. Well, swearing wasn't necessary. So now my sticky stuff's on the bottom. So I can go ahead and line that up like that. All right, that's step one. Step two, if you want a perfect Ladybug that's lined up and you got the dots and the polka dots and all that good stuff together, you can use your Stamparatus. I did it with just the clear block, but maybe it was just luck. The two-step part comes where you stamp this in red, and then you add the black dots. And so I'm going to line this up like that. And I'm going to take my Ladybug out because this is the only red one I'm going to use. So I'm going to pull my red out. And then I'm going to put my Ladybug the right way down again. And it fits kind of in that little slot. And you can I got to look over a little bit closer. Okay. And then the dot part, I'm going to wait. I'm going to line that up after I do the red. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Grab the red ink and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to ink up and I'm going to pull down and just do the wings. Now, woo, not quite perfect, but we're going to make it work because see, now look at it. I've screwed up 2 times on this live. Woo. Excellent. So we're going to try it one more time. All right. That red is on. I just didn't take my time. It's hard to do that when you're talking and thinking and watching. And okay, so now I'm going to lift up my red again. That looks like it'll be better. Pick it up. Should have cleaned it, but you know what? In the interest of time, oh my gosh, what is happening? It's kind of moving, and I think that's because I have the magnets too far away. Okay, so this is what not to do with your Stamparatus. Okay. That makes me want to throw up. It's so dizzy. And guess what? We're going to try again. We're going to I'm going to do it this way. See, this is why sometimes you say, what the heck, Leanne? Okay, so I'm stamping that guy down. I want it to be in the very same place. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my stencil. See, at this point, I'd be like, I'm just going to waste some paper. I don't really care, but that's me. And so then I have my Ladybug lined up. I'm going to re-ink that red. It's getting all over the place. Push it down, and that looks much better. Now I'm going to take my bug, the Ladybug body, and put that in here and make sure she's lined up right. I know you can't really see, but you're just going to trust me. And I can show you guys this in person too. And then I'm going to go ahead and line up the dots for the Ladybug. And part of the problem is I have an angle going on. So I'm standing on my very big tippy toes to see if I can line this up. Okay, stop moving. Okay, so I'm going to take the second plate. Remember, that's the plus of the Stamparatus is you have 2 plates. I'm going to pull that up, and then I'm going to grab a black ink pad and ink that up. Now, I said this before, I like a solid black ink. So I love using black ink on my Stamparatus because I think that way, when I pull this up, it's not very dark. It's not very bold. It's certainly not what I want. And so I'm just going to keep adding more layers of color. And you know what? The dots look pretty good, but that darn ladybug needs a little bit more of a bold body. All right. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look so much better? So then when I do that, I pull off this little stencil. And in reality, I would have used a much smaller piece of paper because now I have to find a scissors so I can put this in the darn punch that I've lost. Here it is. All right, so I'm going to move this out of our way, clean it up later, and I'm going to slide this like that. So I'm going to cut this down like that so I can end the top. Oh, look at my poor little ladybug's antenna didn't quite work. So this is why you kind of practice before you go on video. Okay, so then this way I can just punch out my ladybug, and I can go ahead and add that little antenna with a marker. That'll be fine. But you can create some really bold and solid images with that technique. And so this ladybug is super cute. Again, last night I talked about this word is from the set called well, what happened to that piece of paper? Well, we're just not going to worry about it. It comes from, friendly greetings or something like that, or family friends. And what I did is this little word, you can bug me anytime. I just colored in that bug with black. And once again, remember that the daisy, this daisy punch that, or daisy stamp that goes in this set is perfect. It fits into with the daisy. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have a mess here. The daisy, the mini daisy punch. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how that worked out with real red because it's open. Do this. I have no idea what time it is. Oh, perfect. And so I'm just going to go ahead and punch or stamp this without the Stamparatus. Now, I really wish I would have because it's not a very good image. Now, I remember I'm a professional. Don't try this at home, but I might get lucky. No, that was lucky. And then I'm going to open up my punch, and this is the mini, and then I'm just going to punch out that daisy. It's not perfect, but it works pretty darn good. So if you have the daisy punch, you can punch out your daisy as well. And I can't wait to see some people create some serious punch art with this ladybug, kind of like they did with the penguin punch that's coming back. So that's kind of my 3 favorite sweets. I'm going to go ahead and switch this. And thank you for coming. And thank you for watching. After this, after I clean off my fingers, I'm going to post the questionnaire from last night and today because I kind of forgot about that. And then I'm going to send out an email tomorrow morning about my canceling of the open house and how I'm going to change that and how you're still going to get coupon books because I'm trying to push this through and I don't know if we're going to be able to even have buffet. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do and pivot. There might be some Zoom things. There might be Zoom like buffet making and you pick up some kids. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. So stay safe. Don't get COVID. And thanks for watching. And I will be in touch tomorrow morning. Bye.